Okay, so we'll carry on from where we left off. So we made the Adidas text thicker in the scale Z, which I mentioned is the blue arrow is the Z axis. Okay, so and I would like to explain why this model and this model looks different. If you look carefully, this model, the midpoint or the point where the handles are is right in the middle. Okay, like this one and like this one's right in the middle. Okay, so when it scales, it's gonna scale from the middle out. From this way and this way, it's gonna scale out. Whereas this guy, when Maya created a text, the handle starts from here, so it's gonna scale out from here, which I'll show again. So if I yank this, let's say if I put 3, see, it's scaling from out from here. The starting point is scaled from there, and that's the reason why. So now our job is to move these other text polygons and center it so it's like that. So you could eyeball it, and maybe you could eyeball it a little bit better by pulling it. Let me undo it. I'm gonna redo it, and I'm gonna zoom in and right around there maybe. But I noticed that it's a little bit thicker than the blocks that we made, which I think is okay. Can't really notice it. It doesn't have to be perfectly aligned. I mean, if we want, we could fine tune it. So I have everything selected. So basically, I just went over, selected it, and you can see here in the outliner, it's all selected. And I'm gonna go in here and let's mess around with the scale Z. I'm gonna type in 1.9. That's a little bit too much. I'm gonna type in 1.95. Oh, almost there. Maybe 1.97. This is about right. So that's how you can make it exact, like that. This is why the channel box is very useful in so many different ways. Okay, so we moved the text and we fine-tuned the scaling so it's scaled exactly like the blocks. Okay, so that's good. Next thing is we're gonna work on extruding. I want to have a nice extrusion for this area right here. It's very flat, and I want a nice little something that looks like a bevel itself. So we're gonna go. I clicked on my object. It's in green, which is in object mode, and now I want to go into component mode. So I'm gonna right click on top of it and go into face, right click, and it's gonna activate these other options. I'm gonna choose face. Now it turned blue, light blue, so that means we're in a component mode. This component mode is specifically faces. I'm gonna click on that face. Okay, now I'm gonna also I'm gonna hover over it, my object. I'm gonna hold down the shift key, and I'm gonna also hold down the right mouse button. So hold on the shift and also hold on the right mouse button over your object, and I'm gonna go into extrude face. And I clicked on it and I let go. So now you see that this window popped up, poly extrude face 1. I'm going to pull it out manually. So I did 0.2. I'm just 0.201. I'm going to type in 0.2. And then after that, you see that we made an extrusion. Then we're gonna go into what we call the offset, and I'm gonna, with my left mouse button, I'm gonna hover over the offset, and I'm just gonna drag it with my left mouse button. And that's a little bit too much. But when you see stuff like this, that means that we did it too much. There's overlapping. So I'm gonna type in 0.1. As you can see, now we have a nice bevel. Okay. And I'm gonna click outside to let go. So you have a nice bevel. I kinda like it. Maybe we could do something different. Maybe instead of this much, maybe a little bit less. So I want to bring back that little menu. I'm gonna hit Control T. That brings it back. And ignore these little extra things that you see. Just ignore that. Don't mess with that. You gotta mess inside of this. So the local translate, I'm gonna, instead of 0.2, I'm gonna make it 0.075. Or not that. Maybe the offset 0.05. Right. Okay. Or 0.075. Why is that not working? 0.075 for the offset. I'm gonna click outside. So there you have it. And that's the end of this tutorial.